Hello everybody, it's Angelo Bavaro, and today is not going to be a vlog or a training clip footage. It's going to be how to train your back. Now, the back is made up of many different muscle groups, many of which we're going to go by one, and I'm going to tell you the functionality of the muscle and then how to train it. So let's get started. So, the first muscle of your back, the fan muscle, the one that everybody likes when you do the front double biceps, the one that's, I know you can't see because I have a shirt on right now, but it lays underneath your armpit and it kind of looks like a wing when you like hang on stuff. You can see that muscle pop out. That is called your latissimus dorsi, but in this video we're just going to call it the lat. And basically the main function of the lat is to retract your shoulders back and extend your arm out. So any motion that would be like a lat pullover would be a good example on how to train your lats, because you're doing this motion, right? An extension of the arms and a retraction of the arm. A pull up, because it would be an extension and a retraction from a top bottom angle. And basically any vertical pull will train your lats to the best of your degree. My personal preference choices of vertical pulls for lats is probably chin ups and neutral grip pull-ups, lat pullovers with either a cable, a dumbbell, or a barbell. And reason being is because with the lat, if you supinate your arm, you'll have a closer grip, which would be way better for that shoulder retraction that is much needed for the lat. So that's why I would recommend doing mostly supinated work for your lats, or neutral, because neutral's like a midpoint of supinated and pronated. So if you have supination issues, you could just pronate and it would be a lot better to do neutral grip pull-ups and things of that sort. The next muscle we are going to talk about is the teres major. Now the teres major is the little muscle on your back right here that looks like the part of your back that a lot of people tend to look at when you look at the back. Like, for instance, you ever see people doing pull-ups from the back and you see how they're like, the little muscle in the back kind of goes like up in like a circular motion. It kind of looks like a little like shoulder socket. Yeah, that would be your teres major. So best exercises for that is just basically wide grip pull-ups and rows, because the main function of the teres major is basically shoulder retraction and scapula rotation. So basically anything like this, or retraction like I'm moving back, right, would basically be what you want to work for your teres major, because it's just basically shoulder retraction. The next muscle of the back that has a similar function is the rhomboids. Now with the rhomboids, they're a little bit interesting. The muscle is basically right underneath your trapezius of your back, and it's basically responsible for scapular retraction, just like the teres major. So, but it's from like a horizontal looking field. Like if you Google where the rhomboids are, they're literally right behind your neck, right underneath your trap. So basically exercises that you want to do to both work your teres major and your rhomboids, because it's impossible to isolate them individually. You have to work them together. Is basically any row. Barbell row, cable row, and chest supported rows. Now, if I had to tell you which ones I would pick out of all of them, I would do both a barbell row and a chest supported row. Reason being is because you don't want to have your lower back being like a limiting factor because your lower back basically gives out easily, and you don't really want to exhaust it too much, so you basically want to do like one bent over row, and then you want to do one chest supported row so you can still get the volume, and because your upper back can take a lot of punishment. Like, it could take a lot of Mike Tyson punches to the face. Boom. So you really do want to train it frequently and as hard as you can. You could train it up to like 5 times a week, personally, I found, without any sort of discomfort, as long as you do like one exercise for like every single day. But I would just split it up to 2 times a week. Both times you train back. If you do push-pull legs or upper lower split, do it both then. And the next muscle group I would like to talk about the back is the trapezius. The trapezius is basically the muscles where people be like, so, do you know what we're eating tonight? And you like, I don't know. You start shrugging. It's basically what your trapezius do. So, they basically are in control of your shoulder connected to your humerus, so your shoulder can move up and down, right? That would be functions of the deltoid and the trap working together, and moving upwards, moving your whole shoulders upwards, your whole humerus upwards, would basically be a form of working for your traps. Now, traps are a very interesting muscle. The best way to train traps, in my opinion, is very heavy weighted stretching. So, let's say, for instance, you do a 60-pound shrug. Well, that 60-pound shrug will be great in the start, but you might want to do heavier and heavier loads. And even, same thing with like horizontal movements with your back. Most people with barbell rows like to do a little bit of a cheat rep. That's good because those muscles are very strong and they respond very well to weighted stretches. If you're very strict with them, it'll be very hard to see progress. So you definitely want to have like a little cheat with your rows and your shrugs. So for what I'd recommend is power shrugs or barbell shrugs, rack pulls, above the knee, below the knee, doesn't really matter. Some form of rack pull would be great. And those are basically the best muscles to train for, upper regions of your back. They all kind of work very synergistically. Your back's a very big muscle with multiple muscle groups in that muscle. So, any vertical movements is lats, a little bit of teres major, right? Rowing is rhomboids, teres major, a little bit of mid and lower trap, right? Anything of shrugging is basically traps. And then also with rowing would be like rear delts. Now, rear delts are just basically scapula retractors. So you retract your scapula and you could row it back, right? That would be functions of your rear delt. But the best way to train rear delts is like in a very diagonal plane of field, so basically high to low. So rear delt flies would be great for that. Or rear delt rows, which is basically like a 45-degree angle row. You could go heavy with that and row it, and that would also work the rear delts very well. Next muscle group of the back, do posterior work that well, and a good morning. All great exercises for posterior chain, and it'll make your ass popping. So, when you walking down the street and you see some lady or some dude, they gonna want to grab them cheeks because, they big. So, yeah, make sure you train your posterior chain. It's also very healthy for you to do that because a lot of people have a lot of lower body problems, which could be fixed with hip hinge movements, such as deadlifts, good mornings. So make sure you add those into your program. if you are interested in programs, I'm going to open up a coaching program soon for online coaching. So for anybody who wants online coaching, you can DM me. And that is basically it for the back and all the muscles in the back. So, to recap, latissimus dorsis, basically any vertical movement, right, would train your rhomboids. Any vertical movement, yeah, because I messed up. I had a brain fart. Any vertical movements would be teres major, rhomboids, mid traps, lower traps, any vertical movements. So basically, vertical meaning high, or basically up and down, right? Vertical's up and down, horizontal's like from an angle, so basically pulling into you and then back down, right? And yeah, muscles that are working from verticals are basically your lats, a little bit of teres major if you decide to retract your scapula during pull-ups. And basically any movement of like a pullover, whether it's cables, dumbbells, barbell, and also you could even do it to a row, even a vertical movement to a degree, because if you do a row and you're doing like a standard row, you're just pulling it into you. To work more of your lat, what you would want to do is actually have the weight in front of you and then kind of do it in like a circular motion, like you're doing a giant curl into your body, and you could get more lat activation that way, because like we said, it's basically extension and adduction of the scapula and the arm. So anything moving in a circular motion, whether it's vertical or horizontal, could be worked during the lats. And like I said, there's no way to really isolate the whole back. So if you're doing a movement, all of your muscles kind of hop in, because what's gonna work? Teamwork! And that's basically what goes on in your back. Traps are, you don't know what's for dinner, so you like, I don't know, what do you want to eat, So it's basically movements of shortening the humerus, extending the shoulder, right? And then rhomboids, like we established, is just straight on row. Same thing for rear delts and teres major. Although for rear delts, you want a 45-degree angle to get more rhomboids. You want to be closer into the body, right? And, yes. And then the last muscle in your back that people should be training a lot more is their posterior chain. Basically any hip hinge, so any deadlift or good morning would be a great substitute, whether that's with dumbbells or barbells, doesn't matter, as long as you do some sort of hip hinge, do your hip hinges. I know you guys saw my leg day video, I did my RDLs, do your hip hinges. I know you watching me, you probably National Leg Day skipper, don't be doing that. You know you want somebody to grab your cheeks. Pause. Anyway, that's it. That's the video I had for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment, subscribe. If you guys do like these kind of informative videos where I'm a little bit more informed with you guys and I give you guys information on how to work certain muscles of your back, please comment down below more information videos, and that'll clarify to me that you guys actually like this style of content and the vlogs too. Hope you guys liked the video. Enjoy the rest of your day. And today's my birthday. I am 19 years old. Yay! So, for my birthday, what I would like all of you to do is hit the like button. Please comment down below and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I love you guys. I'm out. Woo!